welcome back to my channel. Quite a few of my itsy bitsers reached out and requested this video. So here it is, guys. I'm going to show you how to make your own miniature snacks in a number of packaging shapes in both 1/6 and 1/12 scale. You'll need a Cricut Maker or Explore series machine, a printer, and Cricut Design Space. I'm using the HP OfficeJet Pro printer, which has a scanner. A scanner is preferred, or you can use a camera or Google Images. I'll show you all methods. Let's start with the most simple packaging design, M&Ms. Start by scanning both the front and back of the packaging without the M&Ms inside. Once scanned, open the image on your computer. I'm using Windows Image Editor up here. Then use the crop tool to crop the top and bottom of the packaging right to the edge. We also want to rotate the image slightly if it's off-center. And save that image once done. Follow the same steps for the back. Then go to the Upload tab in Cricut Design Space and upload the front image. Click Complex. Use the Magic Wand tool to remove the white space on either side. This will leave the jagged edges behind, which your Cricut will cut out. Select Print and Cut. And do the same with the back image. Then insert both images onto your canvas. Measure the dimensions of the full-size packaging, or you can also Google the dimensions. Using our ever-trusty inch calculator, I'm going to enter the full-scale dimensions of our packaging, and then my preferred scale, and hit enter. I then place those scaled-down dimensions into Cricut Design Space. Once everything is scaled down, click Make It and send it to the printer. I always use the system dialog box here so I can adjust to best print quality. I'm also using the intricate cardstock setting because we're cutting very tiny pieces and it is likely to tear. For the best print quality, I'm using premium digital paper, which is 200 GSM, so it's pretty thick. Print everything out and stick it onto a mat. I'm using a standard grip mat because my paper is thick, and I use a brayer to get any air bubbles out. Load the mat into your Cricut. Your Cricut will shine a light over the black detection box so it knows exactly where to make its cut. Once your Cricut commences the cut, don't be alarmed if it seems to be stuck. It is making some very tiny cuts and the back and forth motion is normal. So here we have our printed and cut packaging front and back. Now when you look at the M&Ms packaging, it is quite shiny. So let's achieve that look with our mini version. Place some clear packing tape across the front of your pieces and give them a little rub to secure the adhesive of the tape to the printout. Then cut the excess packing tape off the edges. Dip your finger in some water and dab it on the back of your packaging. Then we're going to carefully roll our finger back and forth to remove some of the paper from behind. This makes the packaging more pliable so it can be easily folded. Using Helmer's craft glue and a fine-tipped glue bottle, apply glue around the outer edge, leaving one side open. Then stick the top and bottom piece together. Using a pair of tweezers, bend each end like so to make it look more realistic. Then I'm using this foam block and cutting small pieces off it so I can stick them inside and give the packaging a full look. Apply a small amount of glue to the open end and fold in with your tweezers. And there you have it, M&Ms in 1/6 and 1/12 scale. To make other chocolate wrappers, we pretty much use the same steps. For this Hershey's bar, I've deconstructed the wrapping and scanned it in, and then uploaded it into Cricut Design Space, resizing it to scale. When it comes to assembly, I've glued it at the back like so, and one end is glued. Then I've used a single piece of foam that fits inside the wrapper and glued the other end. Here's our Minis Hershey's bar in 1/12 and 1/6 scale. Let's learn how to make complex boxed snacks. First, I dissect the full-scale box so it's laying flat. And I drew out the shape and dimensions for later reference, making note of all the additional tabs and measurements. In Design Space, using the Shapes tab, I'm going to reconstruct all of the components of our box. To make the tabs, you can use triangles to cut out the edges using the slice tool. Keep in mind, you can only slice 2 objects at a time. Then, using my phone, I've taken pictures of the packaging in a well-lit environment. Using Windows Image Editor, I've chopped my photos into different pieces like so. I've also adjusted the brightness and contrast so they look true to the real packaging. Then upload each image into Design Space. Since Design Space doesn't have a color matching tool, I've used a HTML color code tool to find the exact HTML code for my packaging. Then enter that here in Design Space and recolor all my pieces so that the image color matches the background. Then I resize our image components and place them over the shapes using the original box as a reference for where everything should go. The barcode didn't photograph well, so I've done a Google search of a barcode and uploaded that into Design Space as a print and cut. Then I've resized it and placed it in the correct spot. Once all of your images are placed and all of the sides are aligned and touching, highlight everything and click Flatten. Now I'm going to make score lines for easy folding. Under the Shapes tab, click the score line, then resize to fit the dimensions of our box, placing them wherever a fold needs to be placed. You can also rotate your score lines for the top pieces. Don't forget to attach your score lines to your box. Then we're going to scale the full size measurements down using inch calculator. When using print and cut with scoring, your Cricut will ask you for your scoring tool first before swapping to the fine point blade. Here are our completed Cheezles box in 1/6 and 1/12 scale. I fold along the score lines and glue the long edge here Then glue the ends together and we have our finished box. Now you can fill them with a block of foam for sturdiness, or you can even replicate the Cheezles inside using polymer clay. Check out this video to learn how. You can follow these same steps for a Mike and Ike box. The box does look a little bit different in Design Space, but you'll create all the tabs the exact same way. This box is also the same dimensions as a Nerds box, and you can see I made tiny nerds to go inside with polymer clay. Toblerone is another tricky box shape, but you can scan and upload the deconstructed box into Design Space and enter the scaled down dimensions and achieve the same results. Don't forget, if your scan or photo is missing an edge, you can reconstruct it in Design Space using shapes. Just be sure to flatten the shape to your box so it will print and cut as one piece. I think you'll agree these Toblerones are so cute. Now let's learn how to make a bag of snacks. I've chosen some Cheetos. You can either deconstruct and scan or photograph the real life packaging, or you can do a Google search of the front and back of your chosen chip package. When preparing the image for Design Space, I'm going to crop it into a rectangle, taking out these pointy edges at the top and bottom. Upload into Cricut Design Space, removing any background. Then under the Shapes tab, make a square that fits the dimensions of our chip packaging fully open. We're going to find the orange colour that matches this packaging. Then place your front and back pieces over the top like so. I'm also going to create an extra tab with that square so we can join the two sides together. Use the triangle under the Shapes tab and slice the rectangle to create those angled edges. Once everything is lined up, highlight everything and click Flatten. Then scale down using inch calculator. Here's our Cheetos packaging. Again, I'm putting packing tape over the top to give it a shiny look. And using the wet method, dabbing a small amount of water on the back and rolling off excess paper from behind. Apply glue to that edge you made earlier and join it to the back of the chip package. Then glue the bottom edge and fold it upwards with your tweezers. Place a block of foam inside your chip packet and seal up the other end. I've also replicated some Funyuns in mini size too, using the same method. You can also make windowed packaging like so, by slicing shapes out of your print and cut. Place shapes over the area where you want to create a window. Weld them together so that they're one shape. Highlight your packaging and the shape and click slice to chop that area out. When assembling these pieces, put clear packing tape over both the front and the back. As you can see, it creates a tiny window which allows you to see the packaging inside. That brings us to the end of our mini food packaging tutorial. What mini food item are you going to make first? Drop me a comment below.